Hi team, I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, you can proceed with it.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone, and it's an absolute honor to welcome you all to the sixth Power Packed session of the Changemakers of India 2.0, a series where we bring you the real stories, real struggles, and real success to inspire the next generation of dreamers, doers, and disruptors. This is your host Shivangi, and I welcome you all on behalf of Whiteboard Education and Research Foundation, where we are working to bridge the gap between corporate and academia. Today, we have with us a true change maker, a visionary who turned his passion for Indian art and heritage into a thriving platform that supports thousands of artisans across the country. Mr. Dattatreya Vyas, co founder of Swadeshi Blessings and a featured entrepreneur on Shark Tank India Season 2. So, Desi Blessings is not just a brand, it's a movement. Founded with the goal of creating a global marketplace for local artisans, this startup is empowering craftspeople, reviving dying art forms, and bringing India's rich heritage into the spotlight, all while delivering beautifully handcrafted products to customers worldwide. What began as a purpose driven initiative has grown into a powerful platform with deep social impact. With every purchase made on Swadeshi, buyers don't just receive a handcrafted product, they also became a part of a larger cause, preserving tradition, promoting sustainability, and uplifting artisan communities. In today's session, we will uncover the inspiring journey of Mr. Dattatreya Vyas from his humble beginnings to earning the trust of sharks on national television. We will learn how he built a purpose led brand, the highs and lows of being a social entrepreneur, and how storytelling, empathy, and vision can reshape entire industries. So, get ready to take notes, ask questions, and most importantly, get inspired because stories like these are what sparks revolutions. Without further ado, let's give a huge round of applause to the one and only Mr. Dattatreya Vyas. Welcome, Dattatreya.
Thank you so much, Shivangi, for the brief and amazing intro.
Yeah. So, building a startup with the social mission are not always easy. So, what inspired you to start Swadeshi Blessings? How was the initial story, and what were the initial roadblocks in promoting artisan products in a digital world?
So, Shivangi, I will just start how we started with Swadeshi Blessings. So, you basically know that 2020 was a tough period for all of us, right? COVID,
Right.
the first wave of COVID hit around the globe, and it was a very tough time for all of us. So, basically, like everyone, I was also working at the corporate along with my elder brother. And eventually, when COVID struck in March 2020, so we moved to our hometowns as a result of work from home culture coming into the place. So, around in the month of May and June, I am basically from Rajasthan. Uh, Close to Udaipur, there is a town named Rajsamand. I belong to that place particularly. So, in the evening, what we used to do, because as you know, everything was restricted, so you can't go to nearby places here and there. So, in the evening, what we used to do is we used to explore the nearby villages around our homes, like we used to do in it in our childhoods as well. So, you might have heard about Mulela. It's a GI tagged village that is close to Haldigati Nadwara. So, it is very famous for clay sculptures,
Mm-hmm.
and they make clay sculptures and they deliver it around the globe for at that point of time. So you might have heard about Haldigati. It's you might have heard about Maharana Pratap as well. So
Right.
Haldigati is a place where battle between Maharana Pratap and Akbar took place. So it's a very it's one of the in Rajasthan's one of the most famous tourist places. But since as COVID was there, the tourism was drying up very rigorously because there was no tourism at that point of time, and majority of the economies around our place they run upon majorly on tourism only. So as there was no tourism, the handicap artisans over there, they were finding it very hard to live and meet their ends meet. So at that point of time we connected with them, and we thought ki we should take this art form at a level, at a stage where we can give them constant employment. Even if there are hardships, we can give them some sort of employment. So that was the idea, where Swadeshi Blessings came into the play. So we registered our company in the month of June 2020 only. And around, as around the time of August first week or second week, there is what we say Ganesh Chaturthi is there always. So at that point of time, people were, we wanted to deliver this Ganesha idols to the homes of people so that they can easily do the puja and visarjan at home only. So that's where we bring in the idea of home visarjan Ganesha at that point. And we just connected with the artisans around our village, and we the first product that we launched, it was Tulsi Ganesha, when the basic idea was ki you can just preach the idol for 9 days at your home, and you can do home visarjan at home itself. We were giving some amount of vermicompost and tulsi seeds as well. So you can do the visarjan, you can use that vermicompost, and you can plant that tulsi seeds in the home itself, and it can turn out into a plant at a later stage. So that was the first idea that we brought in. Apart from that, then obviously there was a, because it wasn't a pre-planned business, so and it was a seasonal product that we brought in. So furthermore, we had no plans what to do next. So there was a pause of around 1.5 months, and we researched that what next can be done. Then we, explored the idea of bringing in clay utensils into the market. So we researched around that clay utensil side. We researched that how it can add value to the health benefits of the people, and that's how this clay utensil part came into it after that Tulsi Ganesha.
Wonderful, wonderful story. So, what were the initial roadblocks you have faced while launching the products?
Yeah. So you understand, Shivangi, that it's an unorganized sector, yeah, basically.
Right.
So working in the unorganized sector, I was from the corporate side, and connecting with
Mhm.
people with the unorganized sector, it's always a challenge because convincing them about your vision is always not that easy, because the
Right.
kind of sector they are in, they work in the morning, and with the amount that they earn in the morning, they use that amount in the day itself. That's how their lives work. So bringing them in the vision where we are giving them bulk orders and convincing them about the vision that we have in mind, it was a very decent challenge that we had in the morning. Apart from that, these artisans, since most of them are very uneducated, so they had very poor past experiences with people. When people have given them huge orders, they took the orders, then but they didn't give them the money that they was it was promised to them. So because of few bad experiences in the past and the kind of sector we were entering in, it was a huge challenge for us in the starting. So what we did is, in the starting, for a period of 1.5 years, we worked on full advanced models where we gave them the entire amount upfront and then we gave them the orders. So that's how we connected with them. The confidence came into the relationship between us and the potters, and that's how the business evolved over the period of time.
Incredible. Definitely, that's incredible. So, Dattatreya, your pitch on Shark Tank, was very heart-touching and powerful. So, what was that experience like? Were you nervous on that stage, and were you sure of getting the funds and everything?
Shivangi, obviously nervousness was there because facing the camera is not a very usual task for me. But
Right.
since I have done my engineering and I was there in the corporate side for the period of 4 or 5 years, so I had that habit of interacting with the people. I had the habit of and attend the meetings, and also it wasn't a great difficult task for me. But obviously, yeah, it was a bit different. The challenges were there because there are 5 6 rounds before you enter the tank, right? So the process starts in May, June, and you enter the tank in the month of September. So there are close to 5 6 rounds that are there. So we were taking in one round at a time. So first was the form filling, then it was a video pitch, then there was a pitch where you pitch in front of the Sony television, business development team. Then there is another video pitch, and that's how you enter the final round. That is the tank one. So out of the 2.5 lakh applications, only 200 people get the opportunity to pitch in front of the sharks. So the journey was obviously very tough, but we took one round at a time, and fortunately, we made it to the tank.
Great, great. So, how has been the journey so far after Shark Tank?
Obviously, the kind of, the countrywide uh, marketing experience that you get after Shark Tank, it's quite huge because you understand that going on to the TV for a startup is never that easy. The amount of exposure that you get post that is incredible, because it's kind of a overnight success that you get, obviously. And featuring on the Sony TV on the prime time is always a tough task for most of the people out there. So obviously, Shark Tank has been a great boost. Apart from that, when you have backing of sharks at your back, it gives, I mean, a confidence to other, I mean, investors as well, because they understand that how the Shark Tank model works, how the due diligence post Shark Tank works, and how getting the funding is always a difficult thing. But so when you have a backing of people like those at your end, so it gives you a added advantage everywhere you go.
Very true, definitely, I must say. So, Mr. Vyas, we have many students today also with us who, want to launch their own brands, their own startups. But, if any piece of advice you have, or, any mistake or any learning, if you were to give to them, who are about to launch their brand, then what would it be?
It would be that listen to your instincts well. I mean, you must not hesitate from trying new things. It doesn't work out every time, but even if it works out at least one of the many times, it will be a great thing to go into. And apart from that, if you are working at a startup where it's a bootstrap startup, so you must not spend money on things that are not necessary, because you might end up losing the capital quite early, and it might enter the journey of the startup quite soon. So these are the few things I would recommend for the students that they should not commit. Don't
Great
run after
advice.
fancy offices. Don't run for, I mean, heavy marketing spends. Go for the product market fit initially. Uh, Learn from the customer experiences initially, so that you can improve upon the product on the initial part.
Great advice, definitely. So, every entrepreneur faces a make or break moment, in their entire career. So, can you share a time, when things seem to fall apart, and how you kept on going from that?
As you might have heard about, as you might have seen my pitch as well. So, for the initial 3 years, I was doing the startup and my job all together. So, it's a tough place to be in, because you know how corporates work, and after the corporate side, working on the startup is always a tough task. So, there were many instances where I had to, I mean, manage things very abruptly between the two. But I mean, we kept it going for almost 3.5 years like that. And I mean, on the if you say on the financial part, what we did is we kept on reinvesting our profit into the business. I mean, for the period of initially 4 years, we didn't drew any a single penny out of the startup. We kept on reinvesting all the money that we were earning from the startup, and to support our, I mean, own needs, we were relying on the job only that I was doing. So this is how we kept the startup running. Because if you start pulling out money out of this bootstrap startup initially, you won't be able to scale it well.
Yeah, I
So that's how we
completely
kept
agree.
hold on the, I mean, business side well, by not pulling out money early from the startup.
Yeah, very true, very true. Great advice. So, you're saying you're from the corporate background. So, was starting, the startup was always a plan, or how did you came, to this industry?
Shivangi, my entire family is from a service background only, and I had no plans of coming into this entrepreneurship thing at all. It was just, I mean, kind of cause that we were supporting, and it wasn't a full-fledged business anytime we thought of. But as we proceeded, I mean, as we went ahead, things kept on going well for us, and initially and eventually, I mean, we thought of entering it into full time.
Okay. So, do you regret, or are you more happy from, jumping from corporate to the startup?
Uh, I mean, if you say on the, I mean, it's always a satisfying thing, because when you see that the impact is great, when you see so many happy people around you, I mean, you see how lives have changed eventually for the people that we wanted to support. How from, I mean, small houses, my our potters are moving to big houses, to, I mean, move when we see them buying cars and this kind of stuff that they never thought of. It's a very satisfying thing that you eventually feel that it's always been a good place to be in. So obviously, I'm very happy as I move from the corporate side to this partnership entrepreneurship thing.
Yeah, must be, must be. So, before Shark Tank, how do you fund your startup, and what tips do you have for, inspiring entrepreneurs with big dreams but, limited resources?
I mean, resources are never a constant, I think, Shivangi, because we have seen that many startups came from very modest backgrounds, right? So I don't think investments and everything is a great hurdle. You can always start small. You can keep your roots strong initially, and you can definitely, obviously, the in the start the growth will be quite slower because you don't have external fundings to invest. To scale business, but eventually at a point of time you will definitely do good if the basics are right.
So, if I talk about, a new entrepreneur who just want to, start his or her own venture. So, what are the funding tips that you can, give, and what are the platform where they can go for, initial bootstrapping or funding thing?
I I will never recommend a bootstrap startup to go up for funding initially because you will lose a lot more on the equity side if you go for the funding initially. So as long as you can, do the business on your own, I think it's a great thing. And you should also understand, Shivangi, not all the business are investable businesses. What I personally feel is investment should be raised in a at a in the kind of businesses where there is a first move advantage or something of that sort, but the kind of businesses we are in, it's not something that kind of new invention that we have made. That these were the things that are already existing, and we are trying to bring these things in front of the people. So I don't think all the businesses are investable businesses. So you should not initially go for funding straight away because in the start, if you do so, you will lose a lot more on the equity side,
Right, right. Very true advice.
and you will lose a lot more control out of your business because there will be so many people. Advising and pushing you
That's
hard on the things where you don't want to.
definitely, definitely. Yeah. So, Swadeshi, has a strong visual identity and an emotional connect since it's, somewhere related to our national movement also. So, how important has the branding and storytelling been for your growth?
Storytelling, storytelling plays a very significant part. For creating an image in the mind of the people. But at the same time, the product and the other things also has to support that cause. You can't just rely on the storytelling only because at the end, product has to perform in the market, right? And since we are our majority of revenues, it comes from the export market only. If you see, we are on Etsy.com, we are on Walmart.com, we are on Amazon USA, Canada, Germany, UK, UAE, Australia. So there, so story plays a bit of the part, but at the end, product has to sustain the market. You can't. Initially it creates a kind of identity in the minds of the people, but at the end, if product is good, then the perceived value is good, the word of mouth is good, and that's how startups scale.
Yeah, very true, very true. So, Dattatreya, today also we have many students connected with us in Whiteboard Foundation who are, always looking for, internships and full-time opportunities. So, are there any internship or collaboration opportunities for students, who want to work with your startup, especially?
Definitely, we can look forward to some kind of, internship on this side, and definitely, I will connect we with you as well in that regard. As we had a batch of interns last month only, we are looking to
Mhm.
pull in the next batch of interns in the month of May, June. So basically, I will definitely connect you with you in that regard for that.
Yes, yes, please, please, definitely. So, what are the profiles that you usually offer?
We usually offer profiles like we require people resources on the designing part because it's an e-commerce
Mm.
brand, so you have to constantly run
Mm.
ads and you constantly have to work on the creative side as well. So some profiles on the graphic designing side, some on the social media side. We are a brand who came from the marketplaces, so we need some resources who understand the marketplaces well, like it's Amazon, it's the Walmart, Wayfair. In India, it's Flipkart, Myntra, FirstCry. So we need some resources at that side as well.
Okay, okay, that's great. So, what exactly is the role of digital marketing in promoting your brand? I mean, everything is definitely there only. So, how strong you see that side?
Definitely, the digital marketing side has played a significant role in the business in the past 5, 7 years, if you say, to be precise. And digital marketing, I mean, when you earlier stated that the kind of funding that you require, I mean, in the digital marketing side, there's an advantage. You don't need any physical store. You don't need any upfront capex investment. So that's how I mean, digital marketing and the e-commerce side gives you a huge backing when starting a digital business because you can always start small. You don't have to pull in so many inventory that you buy your site. You don't have to invest on the physical store as well. So digital marketing has played a significant role in our business as well because as I mean it's a 100% e-commerce brand that we are running as of now.
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful. Yeah. So, we say mentors can shape journeys. So, do you have any key mentors, and how do you, recommend students find their own guides in the industry?
I think see the startup community is evolving very rapidly if you see Shivangi. So
Yeah.
LinkedIn is a kind of platform where people I directly connect with many people on LinkedIn also. I mean, many students approach me for export advices. Many of them want to learn how the export thing works, what are the kind of documentations, what are the kind of clearance part, how to look into it. So always, I mean, LinkedIn and social media is one of the best things where you can connect with people there itself. And I mean, the founders and everyone's are I mean today's world are they are so modest. I mean they respond also. I even today also I connect with many people for advices and all, and they respond to it. So I mean these are the platform where people can look into to connect with the right people because you can see the profiles, you can see what experience that founder is bringing in, so you can connect with the right people there itself.
Yeah, this is so true, so true. So, do you have any underrated tip for networking and mentorship?
For mentorship, I think it depends upon the interest that the students are looking for. I mean, the right kind of area that they want to explore and they want to scale into. So it's very subjective thing where they are looking for mentorship. And as far as the networking thing is concerned, I think LinkedIn is a great platform for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
completely agree.
I
Yes,
don't see
LinkedIn
a
is,
better because there are many consultants that we also work with. I connected with almost everyone on LinkedIn only. So many businesses are doing it, and I mean it's the best thing to hit upon.
definitely, completely agree. LinkedIn is definitely underrated in that term.
You explore the keywords well, you explore the filters well, and you will get the right guy in front of you.
Right, right, right. So, traditional crafts are often seen as outdated. We have heard it many a time. So, how you are, reshaping that narrative for today's, conscious customers?
Uh, I don't see it as an outdated thing. I mean, people are going back to the things
I mean,
that
it's a
were outdated.
misconception.
Yeah, it's a misconception, and I mean, craftsmanship is something that has always been. That was always been in India, and it will be a major chunk of, I mean, uh, countryside people. So obviously, craftsmanship is it won't go anywhere. But the main thing is, I mean, the perceived value of Indian craftsmanship is more on the, export market. If I see, because in India, people don't value. Don't give the value of the craftsmanship to the people that they deserve. I mean, we see people bargaining over 50, 100 rupees, 20 rupees to people who are merely getting 100, 120 rupees. We see people, uh, bargaining for the diyas at the time of Diwali. But uh, the export market treats the craftsmanship very well. I mean, they understand how difficult it is to get that product into the market. They
Mhm.
understand the storyline. They understand the efforts. So I think that craftsmanship still has a huge opportunity in the Indian and as well as the export market, and people should not, take a backseat on that anytime.
So, I guess export market, they are doing well in this thing, right? They are very much fascinated with, Indian handcrafts and authentic products and all.
Because we always feel that ये तो हमें कहीं ना कहीं सस्ते में मिल ही जाएगा, but they
हाँ,
don't
right.
have that they don't have that perception in their mind because if we talk about our category, we are into the clay handicraft, right? And if you if you talk in the neighborhood as well, वो say अरे ये तो रोड पे मिल जाएगा, रोड साइड पे मिल जाएगा, but they don't understand कि वो रोड साइड पे जो potter whosoever is working at the roadside, you don't know where he's procuring the clay. He might procure clay from an industrial site where the lead content of the clay might be high. There might be hard metals in the clay. It might seep into your food at a later stage. So you are
Right.
trying to save 1,500 rupees, but at what cost?
Hmm.
So we don't think about that side, but the people in the, I mean, export market, they're very smart. They ask for lead certificate, they ask for arsenic certificate, they ask for hard metal certificate, and they understand that if the guys, I mean, so clear on the certification part, on the quality part, they are ready to pay that premium to that guy. But in India, the market is quite price sensitive, and people run after, I mean, a kind of thing that is a bit much on the cheaper side. So there is a kind of
Yes.
struggle, but slowly we are making our place in the premium market as well, and we are getting our own rewards with time now.
Yes, yes, definitely. So, post-COVID also, people are preferring more handmade, sustainable, and local products. So, have you noted this shift also, and how has it impacted your business?
It's a great shift that we have seen over the period of time, Shivangi. I mean, people now have
Hmm.
understood that the health and everything around your health is not a 1 day or 1 month task. It will take months, it will take years, because the habits that we are pulling in to get the things right, it will again take months and years for that. So people are investing a lot of more on the healthier side now. They are ready to invest, they are ready to experiment new things, right? So this shift has been a drastic one, and definitely shaping the startup culture, and it's good for our startup as well, because people are investing in and trying in new things now.
Yeah, well, that's a great observation, I must say. So, do you believe that this trend will, continue?
Obviously, I mean, the learnings that we have got 4 years back, it will remain with us for a decent period of time. Is what I feel. And even if you see, you don't. Earlier also in our families, if you say they used to cook in clay utensils only, but the transition came only 20, 30 years back only. But
Hmm.
still, if you can't shift to 100% on the clay side, you can still cook few meals into it. If you see that the biryanis and that what we cook,
Hmm.
it they give a great taste in this Indian tradition cookware. So even if you don't shift it in completely, but you can definitely keep it as an alternative for occasional cooking as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So this
So,
is the
what
kind of
make?
product that can, yeah, sorry, please proceed.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, you please continue.
So it's a kind of product that can find a place in every kitchen, is what I feel.
Hmm. And yeah, we are observing that shift. Definitely, we are seeing that. People are now preferring more, handmade pots for cooking and everything. Yeah, that is there.
And
So
for the
what?
people in the export market, sorry, once again, and for the people in the export market, clay is a luxury. I mean, they don't treat clay
Okay,
as a, I mean, mediocre product. Clay products, it's a kind of luxury for them because they don't get this product easily over there.
okay, that's something unique to listen. Will. Okay. So what makes your brand unique in that sense? There are other competitors as well. So.
Absolutely. So, what makes us unique is, Shivangi, we are entirely relying on the handcrafted side. You will see in the on the clay side as well. There are many industries that are also working. Those who are manufacturing the clay utensils by the die-made model, but we are still sticking to the traditional chalk method, that
Okay.
working on the potter's wheel. So we
Hmm.
are extending the community by each passing month. Earlier we were a team, I mean, community of direct 10, 20 people, but now we have a state product community of 120, 150 people.
Wow.
And apart from that, there are many people who are working on the downside as well. So the community is expanding by each passing day. And what makes us unique is the kind of process that we follow. Still follows the primitive method. If you see on the industrial side, their one batch rolls out in 2, 3 days. Our one batch, it takes a time of almost a month to get roll out. We still, take we still do that primitive drying method in the open sun. We still use the primitive kilns to fire the product. So everything is very organic on the organic side that we do till now. So we are, still following the method that was used earlier. We don't do glazing on the pots. Every pot that we use is stone polish. In stone polish, what our potters do is they make rings out of the pebbles. In the riverbed, you see that small pebbles that we have. They make rings out of those pebbles, and they rub the pot with the help of those rings. and that's how you see the shine that appears on the pot. So we are not using any chemicals also on that part. So it's a very organic product, and I mean we are able to deliver the story also to our customers that you can believe that the products are completely organic, and we also provide certification for that.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. So you're procuring all your clays from Rajasthan only, the
No,
local
no, no. No, no. Earlier we were quite localized, but since we are expanding, we need almost, 5,000, 7,000 pots every month. So now we are expanding our reach to Haryana. We are also extending our reach to some amount of reach to UP and MP as well. So now we are, we have, we came out of, we are doing, initially it was from Rajasthan only, but now we are exploring other states as well because we need to expand the community.
Okay. So the people, the artisans are localized, right? They're from Rajasthan only.
No, no, no. They are also from, some are from UP as well. Some are from Haryana native as well. So we are working
Okay.
with all the, people from all the states, neighboring states as of now.
Okay, that's wonderful. So as a founder, you need to make countless of decisions. So there are times, when you have to take the tough calls. So what do you generally prefer? I mean, the logic, the data, or the instinct in decision making?
I think it has to be a mixture of all three that I would prefer. You can't rely on just one thing. Experience comes with time, right? So
Right.
experience doesn't come in a single year, single day. It's everything we every day we learn something new. I mean, this entrepreneurship is new for me as well. So I also learn many things every day. So
Hmm.
can't rely entirely on the experience as well. Can't rely entirely on the instinct as well. So it has to be a mixture of all three things, is what I believe.
Right, right. So, it is said that Indian handicrafts, this sector has used, untapped potential. So, what advice do you would like to give to, budding entrepreneurs, I must say, who are about to, enter this field particularly?
So, Indian government is also playing a huge hand in
Hmm.
in this side. You will see that GI tech villages are coming into play. I mean, every month, the Indian government is updating that list. They are identifying the art form district wise. You can look for that data as well. Even when you are on a trip or you're on a vacation, you are going to the countryside. You can connect with people who are there as well. Instead of just purchasing the product, you should also spend some amount of time listening to the story as well, where you can get a brief knowledge about the product, how it's coming into the market. So these are the kind of things where you can definitely play a part. You can visit the countryside. Everyone goes on vacation, right? We all go to vacations, so you can definitely connect with people in the local market. You can learn how they are doing it, they are getting this product in the market. So that's how you can learn about new things.
Yeah, yeah.
And government
So,
data is definitely one of the part. I mean, GI tech data
huh.
that government is providing, it's a huge thing. They are just giving out the potential chunks of things that you can get into.
Hmm. Right. So, are you also looking for the GI tag?
No, not as of now. Because we don't want to register ourselves with one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier we started with clay utensils. Then we saw. Few of the artists on the hand painted side also approached us. They also wanted to join us. So now we have also, 40 to 50 artisans who are uh, who are doing the hand painted tray thing for us. So we are now also working on the wooden side. We are also working with the Tateras for the brass side, and we are also working with a few artists on the marble side. So we are also expanding our catalog a bit as per the market trends and need. But we don't
Hmm.
want to register ourselves with one category because we need to scale, and for scaling we need multiple categories to work into.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's great. So, what is next coming in Swadeshi Blessings? What are the
We
next
just
plans?
launched. We have just launched the brass category, Shivangi, in the last 2 3 months ago. So we are looking forward to launch that brass category into the Indian as well as the export market. That's the next plan for this particular financial year that we are looking for.
Okay, okay, that sounds exciting. So, any questions from the audience? So, we have students connected today with us from multiple universities. So, the house is open for questions. Guys, if you have any question, you can just raise your hands and I will unmute yourself. Then you can ask it.
Even if at a later stage, do you have any queries, you can just post me the queries on LinkedIn as well. I can support there as well. Not an issue.
Wonderful, wonderful. That can also be done. So, is there anyone, or we should just wrap up? Okay, I think we can move on.
Right.
Okay. So, definitely, it has been an extraordinary session. Your story is a proof that purpose and profit can go hand in hand. You have shown us that how, a single idea rooted in tradition and executed with passion can touch lives, transform communities, and build strong something truly, definitely meaningful. So, to every student watching us today, let this be your reminder that you don't need $1 million to make a difference. All you need is a clear purpose, relentless passion, and the courage to begin. Let's thank Mr. Dattatreya Vyas for taking the time to inspire, guide, and uplift us with his journey. And to all of you, remember, you are the next generation of change makers. So let's build a future that is responsible, rooted, and revolutionary. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And I will see you in the next episode of the Change Makers of India series 2.0. Thank you so much, Dattatreya Vyas. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Shivangi, for being a wonderful host. Thank you so much for being the amazing audience. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being patient. Bye.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.